And now it's too late with Alan Mosley.
Guys, welcome back for another episode of It's Too Late. I am your host, Alan Mosley, and I'm here, joined as always, by the best producer in late night. It's Blake Osborne. Blake, how are you doing?
Doing well, man. How you doing today?
Right?
How you doing?
Man, I got my hair up today.
Yeah, you do, because it's getting nice and long again, man.
Well, it's getting nice and long, but it's because it's hot outside.
Oh, is it hot?
I mean, you wouldn't know. You don't work outside ever. So.
I work outside every day, and let me tell you something, man. It's about to kill me.
When it's getting about this temperature, how does it smell out there? It smells pretty good?
I've lost my sense of smell at this point, dude.
Oh, no.
I can't smell anything. Thank God, because if I could, I'd probably die.
You know, I've heard that if you get the Rona, you lose your sense of smell.
It's not the Rona. It's the poop.
I think it's the Rona. So anyway, I actually had I have a little clip that I want you to play. This is from Donald Trump. I just saw this before we went on air. This is Donald Trump being asked about Ghislaine Maxwell.
In prison, and so a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation.
Okay, get Orange Man out of here.
Okay.
This guy got asked about Ghislaine Maxwell. So first of all, he's lying to say he doesn't know anything about what's going on.
Yeah.
But second of all, he said, I wish her well. What?
Maybe he was at the bottom of a well. I don't know.
I wish her well, the known associate of the pedophile ringleader, international criminal billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. I wish her well.
Wow.
I knew her in Palm Springs.
She was good, people.
What?
Yeah.
So like it's funny because like I know our people, and I love our people, but our people with their little tinfoil hats on, like they're getting ready to crank out the conspiracy mill. So what did he mean by that? Did he mean I wish her well because that's his buddy and he's dirty too, which is probably true. Yeah. They're all like all the elites are just pedophiles. Did he mean I wish her well because it's like a tongue-in-cheek, I hope you don't get suicided?
I think that's what it is.
You think that's what it is?
Oh, I'm sure of it, man. Come on.
Is that a I wish you well because like she's gonna name names and they're in on it? Like they're gonna protect her and she's gonna name names?
I don't know.
That's not going to happen, though.
I don't know.
So we actually already did this on the show. We already did our little Deadpool of figuring that she ain't going to make it.
No,
or I guess what I should say, she will not name names. I don't think that's going to happen. But I know the Trumpers out there, the MAGA crowd, the QAnon retards are out there right now saying, yeah, man, Trump is going to protect her and they're moving her from cell to cell to avoid Hillary's assassins, man. And she's going to dunk on the libs by naming all the Clintons and everything. So first of all, the people you worship, they did it too.
Yeah.
And second of all, none of that's going to happen.
No.
Like how many times do these monsters have to get away with things before people realize they're going to get away with it? Like they're going to get away with it.
Good point.
I wish you well. That should become a new meme on the show. Like if we do an episode and we're talking about, like Jeffrey Dahmer, then we'll say, well, frankly, I wish him well. I don't really know what's going on, but I knew him, and we met several times, and I wish him well.
Oh. It's like the bottom of a well.
Well, you know what the last part of it is, just purely from like the political theater side of things, is, again, he knows he's not that stupid. He knows who that is and what it's about. When you say something like that, you're just giving so much ammunition to your political opponents, to that left-wing media out there that you think is all fake news. Every one of those pundits are all churning out their tweets and articles saying Trump wishes Ghislaine Maxwell well. Why is he sending positive vibes to a known associate of a pedophile or extremist? Like, that was the worst thing you could say. That's almost as bad as saying it's not enough to be passively not racist. We have to be actively anti-racist. That's almost as bad as that.
Yeah, it's. But then again, they get a lot out of that guy. Every time they put Trump on the spot, he says something stupid. Every single time he puts his foot in his mouth. I mean, well, I'm not giving him any room to. But still, it's. If they put me on a spot like that, I'd probably say something stupid.
The worst part is that his supporters will say this is the 4D chess. He's just playing them. They're getting ready to. Oh, yeah. They're getting ready to drain the swamp. Here we go.
Yeah, kind of like Portland, right?
I wish the swamp well. I've met the swamp several times.
Yeah.
We got to figure out a way to fit that into every single thing we do.
Yep.
There's one other thing I wanted to mention before we take our first break.
What's that?
Is so the NDAA passed again. Not only did it pass again, but there was also an amendment by Ilhan Omar. Now I don't give two shits about her, but she did have an amendment that was just meant to put pressure to withdraw troops from Afghanistan.
Okay.
Which, duh. Yeah. I mean, if you're pro leaving forces in Afghanistan this many years later and billions of dollars, you're just unbelievably stupid.
Right.
And so good on her that she's saying, "Hey, we should be leaving Afghanistan." So I'm gonna propose this. Guess what?
What?
It was something like 101 Democrats, along with almost every Republican, to say no thanks. We're gonna stay. And that it just goes to show you. And I think there was also a proposal to curb the militarization of police that also didn't pass.
Right.
And that also was like a joint effort to make sure that it didn't pass between Democrats and Republicans. So it just goes to show you that with everything going on in the world and all like just the 24-hour news cycle of the protests and the riots and everything else, it just goes to show you it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter because if you're someone who actually believes in the system, if you believe in my checks and balances and my votes and getting the right people in there and calling my congressmen and pressuring them to vote one way or another, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All that stuff is predetermined, and all your gesticulations out on the street are not going to change their mind one bit.
That's right.
That is right.
Yeah, that's right.
You know how you know it's right?
How?
Because I said it.
That's right.
That's right. That's why this is... Folks at home, if you're thinking about doing a show, first of all, don't.
Yeah, don't.
Just support this one. Just go to patreon.com/Alan Mosley.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, if you do that, like if I actually have, I think I have a Patreon level where you can like make suggestions. Like you can subscribe to us on Patreon. You can say, hey, I want 3 times as many viewer mails, and we shall consider it. That's but anyway, if you're thinking about doing a show, don't. But if you're going to do a show, you got to find a producer who, when you say something, they just yes.
You need one of these.
Yes,
yeah.
That's right on, man.
Yeah, dude, you got it.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that specifically, but I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel it.
I'm here to cheer you on, man.
I bet the people that are waiting for the drinking game are upset because they're supposed to drink when I complain about you and make fun of this show. But I'm not. I'm actually saying this show is great and you're doing a good job.
But they were supposed to take a shot every time I laughed. So if you come at that point, you're already out of here.
Yeah, that is true. Well, it says when you giggle, but I don't consider like ha 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 is not giggling. I don't think I've ever heard you like giggle. It's like hee 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 hee. That's just obscene, whatever that is you just did. Now I'm complaining about you, so now they have to take a drink. Guys, we have got a great show for you. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away. If you're enjoying tonight's show, consider supporting the program by becoming a member of our Patreon. That's over at patreon.com/Alan Mosley. Speak of the devil.
Yep.
Patreon.com/Alan. It says it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because so people never see what I see, but I have this little monitor right there, and I can see. I see you.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, you. I see you there.
Yep. Shaking that thing. Mm-hmm.
Unbutton your top.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Hey, Blake.
Yes, sir.
What time is it?
It's time for... Meme of the week. Ooh.
Killed fewer New Yorkers than Andrew Cuomo.
I believe it.
Ooh.
Oh.
I wonder if you get automatically flagged on like Facebook or YouTube or whatever if you have a picture of.
No, you don't, because nobody remembers who that guy is anymore.
Of Uncle Bin Laden.
Yeah, nobody remembers Uncle Ben, you know.
I mean, but he did kill fewer New Yorkers than Andrew Cuomo.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally. I mean, that. You know what makes a meme particularly spicy?
What's that?
If you reference something or bring up something that you know is going to be very volatile, like bringing up Bin Laden and dead New Yorkers.
Yeah.
But where's the lie, though?
Yeah, that's the point of memes. It's beautiful. It is.
That sounded a little bit like giggling. So so everyone.
I will try to giggle later.
Yeah, run to the fridge if you're running out. But we'll wait.
Yep. We'll wait. Go get your beers.
You should have some sort of waiting music prepared. It's almost like this is a music studio. It's too late. Oh, no, we're not beatboxing. Just stop. Jesus. All right, no more waiting. We're going to do the viewer mail.
Let's do this. Oh, Lord.
Is ketchup a smoothie, Blake?
No.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's like you've never seen this show before.
Of course it's a smoothie. Come on. The question is, what else falls into that category?
I mean, any ground up fruit with sugar is a smoothie.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tom Arnold writes, Dear Alan and Blake, would you rather hang out with Ron Paul or Ron Jeremy?
Wow.
Well, I mean, so I've met Ron Paul, but I haven't met Ron Jeremy. So, like, if we're making like our pro and con list, so I've already met Ron Paul, but I haven't met Ron Jeremy. So maybe that's a point for Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy's still alive?
He is still alive.
Oh, okay.
I think he's in some legal trouble.
I bet he is.
I bet he is too. So that's a point for Ron Paul. And I mean, obviously, I'd rather hang out with Ron Paul. I mean, if I was going to go on a bike ride, I'm pretty sure Ron Paul would go on a bike ride with me, but Ron Jeremy would not, because Ron Jeremy is now like 400 pounds or something.
Yeah. Wow. The question is, should you be ashamed of even knowing who Ron Jeremy is?
Well, Tom, you're going to have to, for next week, you're going to have to explain to me your thought process of how you came up with that question. Andrew Avery writes, Dear Alan and Blake, if you have the Rona and cook bacon on a pizza stone, can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
I don't. Wait a minute. Is this some sort of like The Rock reference here or something? I'm not getting it. I'm not totally not getting it.
So Andrew, we've tried to tell you before. You're going to have to simplify these for Blake. So yes, it's a rock. The Rock is cooking thing. But if you get the Rona and you lose your sense of smell, then you wouldn't be able to smell the bacon. So if you have the Rona and you're cooking bacon on a pizza stone, can you smell what the? We've already spent the whole remainder of this segment just explaining Andrew's pun. Andrew, you should stick to the one-liners.
Yeah.
I enjoy a good one-liner.
Yeah.
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 Like I have a step ladder. I never knew my real ladder.
See, now that's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Yeah.
Celeste writes, Dear Alan and Blake, what is your favorite Matthew McConaughey movie? Oh.
Matthew McConaughey.
Blake, what's your favorite Matthew McConaughey movie?
Oh, dude. You'll have to get back to me on that. I have to think about it because I haven't seen very many Matthew McConaughey movies.
That's a lie. We know that's not
All
true.
I watch is Disney films. Was he in a Disney film?
He probably has been in a Disney film.
Yeah, he's probably been a voiceover somewhere in there.
So more recently, Dallas Buyers Club. It's an amazing movie. But if you're not, I was going to say if you're not looking for a hardcore drama, but this other one's a hardcore drama too. So more recently, Dallas Buyers Club, great movie.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a little bit more classic movie, A Time to Kill.
Okay.
The one with Samuel L. Jackson where his daughter gets raped and he kills the rapist and then he's on trial for murder and all that stuff.
I think I've seen that one, but a long time ago.
That was also an amazing movie. It also had young Sandra Bullock in it.
That's right. Yeah, I did see that one. That's back in the 90s, bro.
You're trying to make me feel old. That was back in the 90s. Anyway, A Time to Kill or Dallas Buyers Club. But you got a name. Come on.
I can't think of one. Was he in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, or was that somebody else? I'm so bad with movies, dude. It's like asking me about movies is just not a good idea because I can't remember anything.
I'll come back to you if we have a Disney question.
Okay, thank you. I can do that.
Sherry Voluntary asks, can you explain how the free market works using food analogies? Yes. Mary Lynn Willimowski asks, it's Dave and Mary from Liberty Late Night, ask, Dear Alan and Blake, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Blake, what did you want to be when you grew up?
It was a twist between a helicopter pilot, a meteorologist,
okay,
something to do with TV, like in news or something like that. So I did want to be a rock star, but that didn't work out very well.
So what would you rather be the person who stands in front of the green screen, or would you rather be the person who goes out on the helicopter and reports?
The latter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I'm fascinated by weather, so you know, after going through Hurricane Andrew when I was a kid and all that stuff, I got really into it.
I wanted to be a doctor when I was a kid. Like a medical doctor. I wanted to be a family practitioner.
Why didn't you do that? Why
I was actually a pre-med biology major when I started college.
And you're smart enough to have pulled that off. Why didn't you do it?
And then after a semester, I switched to history. Because actually I switched to music because I wanted to be a rock star too. And then after music I switched to history, and that's what I graduated with.
It's all a lie. None of us will ever be rock stars.
Yeah. You know, not everybody when they go to school spends time in like every building on campus, but I did because all my different majors were completely across the spectrum.
There you go.
But there you go. Yeah. Ryan Seifert asked, Dear Alan and Blake, how many regulation-sized cheese balls can you fit in your mouth? So I'm not above like going on air and trying to stuff cheese balls in my mouth to see, but what's regulation size?
The standard one's about the size of a paintball. But here's the problem.
But I've seen the big puffy ones, like they're like that big.
Those are not regulation size, dude.
How do you know what? But how do you know that what's regulation size?
Because Planters made the cheese ball. They created the plane by which all other cheese balls have to be measured. Ask anybody who loves Planters cheese balls, and we're going to tell you.
So you know this, but you can't name a Matthew McConaughey movie.
No, because I care about cheese balls.
Okay, Lyle Durio asks. So to answer Ryan's question, 5.
I'd say the entire can. You know why? Because they constantly melt every time you put them in your mouth. You can keep going forever.
I thought it's because you had a big mouth. Lyle Durio asks, Dear Alan and Blake, tap or bottled or filtered water? Do you drink tap or bottled or filtered water, Blake?
All three.
You drink all three?
Mm-hmm. Just depends on the situation.
So you're not above drinking out of the tap?
No way, dude. I was raised on tap water.
Okay. So I usually drink bottled water.
Okay.
So we just get Dasani's, just, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing super. Now Anna Kay likes to
fancy water.
Anna Kay likes to get the smart water, but like her pack of 6 smart waters is the same price as me getting like 48 Dasani's.
Yeah.
I can drink I mean, it's bottled water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just bottled water.
Okay. So I'm right about this. So when I go home, I get to tell Anna Kay I'm right about this.
Yeah, you win that argument.
I win.
You do.
Oof. I can't wait to tell Anna Kay I'm right and she's wrong.
Especially Dasani.
This is going to be a great night, folks. Finally, last one. Jeff Johnson writes, Dear Alan and Blake, which one is better, Alien or Predator? Now,
no, I have seen those movies.
Now, does he mean which one is better, the first movie, Alien, or the first movie, Predator? Or does he mean which one is, like, better? Like, which one would win a fight, Alien or Predator? So we'll start with movie.
Aliens versus Predator?
We'll start with movie.
Okay.
Which is better, Alien or Predator?
Alien.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Predator was just like all guns and, tough guys.
Yeah, but, it's Arnold with the mud.
Arnold,
and he's hiding and,
If it bleeds, we can kill it,
Yeah, So I like Predator.
Mm-hmm.
And I think The Predator is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alien's a better movie.
Alien special effects were epic, man.
Yeah.
The eggs that the things came out of were made of real meat, dude. That's devotion.
Okay. So which one is better? The Alien or the Predator?
Which one would destroy the other one?
Yeah.
The Predator.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was worried for a second that you were going to fight me on this, and then I'd have to yell at you before we go to break.
Dude, the alien's just a big dumb bug. Like the Predator, that guy's got a brain and lasers in his wrists. So I think it's a problem.
You're just a big dumb. Yeah, so the Predator. So the Predator is cooler.
Oh, yeah.
But Alien is a better movie.
Yes.
So there you go.
There you go.
Jeff, by the way, congratulations on sending in an actual question and not getting into a pun fight with Andrew this week. I really appreciate it. I do. Commercial break?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Your ad could be playing right now, reaching thousands of potential customers. Sadly, it's not, but it could be. Find out how to be an advertised sponsor for It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. Email us at alan@funnybroke.com. So, you might have seen the news about alleged, unmarked vehicles filled with feds wearing camouflage rolling into Portland, Oregon, and picking people up off the street.
Yeah.
Now, I know people fall in different places on this in terms of, is it really happening versus is it staged? Are they actually picking up people and interrogating them, or are they just picking up their people, like they're picking up their own, agitators?
Like they're an extraction force getting their good guys out of
exactly.
the war,
I mean, I guess what I say to that is I tend to think it is legit because they would do that. The feds are not above doing that,
sure.
So I'm not surprised that they would do that.
Well, I mean, they can do anything they want out in the open,
Well, so the thing is that what has kind of made this sort of an argument, because libertarians love arguing about everything.
Yeah,
libertarians are retarded. They really are autistic. That lady that wrote that book was right. So the thing that kind of makes the argument is should we be I right off the bat I already hate it. Should one feel compelled to defend someone who is being victimized by the state? So should I feel compelled to defend someone who's being picked up off the street by the feds and they're unmarked? The Gestapo's coming. Should I feel compelled to defend them? Now, on face value, you might think, of course. Of course, because we're against the state and we don't believe in what they're doing, so of course we would defend them. But wait just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
They're picking up the lousy commies out there in Portland that are out there on the street. Really, they just want more government. And what they're really getting is they're reaping what they've sown in their constant quest of getting more expensive and powerful government.
Right.
It just happens to be that expensive, powerful government has turned its ire on them as opposed to me.
Like the cat attacking its own tail.
So I want to read a little bit off of an article. Go ahead and pull up this article. It's from Mises. It's from our friend Jeff Deist, president of the Mises Institute. We got to get Jeff back on the show at some point. It says, about those spooky federal cops in Portland. It says, Dear Portlandia progressives, a federal government big enough to take care of you is a federal government big enough to, quote, take care of you. Scary, unidentifiable police, federal black sites, and proceduralist snatching of individuals from the streets are the wholly predictable and natural consequences of the very policies you advocated for decades. Why do you imagine a big government with lots of power will restrict itself to the cozy social issues and economic takings you support? Government can seize the means of production, but not seize you? You wanted everything run from D.C., and you got what you wanted. Plus, you certainly would be every bit as outraged if federal agents concerned about the undermining of American surreptitiously snatched up a few white supremacists, right? Boy, Jeff is going hard on this one.
Yes, he is.
Progressives of all parties have cheered the relentless centralization of state matters and rejection of the 10th Amendment. For 150 years, the shaky and infirm incorporation doctrine federalized the Bill of Rights, the Supreme Court federalized social and economic issues, and the alphabet soup of federal agencies created by progressive administrations federalized the regulatory state. Whew. Foreign policy was ripped away from Congress and commandeered by bureaucratic deep state actors such as the DoD, CIA, NSA, and the State Department. Thousands of new federal crimes were created by statute. These statutes in turn created a vast federal police state, one heavily influenced and provisioned by the residual weaponry and machinery of our overseas wars. So now you wonder why the feds are sent in to quell an uprising in Portland.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to read off of this, and to sum up my point. Who wanted to make the world safe for democracy? Remember Woodrow Wilson? Suddenly a bad guy because of racism. At least Truman had the honesty to admit regrets about creating the CIA. Who wanted federal control over the retrograde southern states? Who dismissed the 9th and 10th Amendments as relics? Who derided states' rights and nullification as legal cover for bigotry? And for the millionth time, states' rights does not mean states have rights relative to their citizens. It refers to their retained powers in a federal system. So enough with the dishonest mirrors. Who shrugged at Waco and Guantanamo Bay for that matter, or when Obama signed the NDAA, which we mentioned earlier, just got renewed. At this writing, federal agents operating in the City of Roses appear to be from the Department of Homeland Security. Here is what Ron Paul, a true man of peace yet despised by progressives, had to say back in 2002 after the DHS was created with overwhelming support in Congress. Ron Paul said, Homeland Security Department, like all federal agencies, will increase in size exponentially over the coming decades. Its budget, number of employees, and the scope of its mission will expand. Congress has no idea what it will have created 20 or 50 years hence, when less popular presidents have the full power of a domestic spying agency at their disposal. Hasn't quite been 20 years yet, but we're already there. The frightening details of the Homeland Security Bill, which authorizes an unprecedented level of warrantless spying on American citizens, are still emerging.
Yeah.
Those who still care about the Bill of Rights, particularly the Fourth Amendment, have every reason to be alarmed. But the process by which Congress created the bill is every bit as reprehensible as its contents. Of course, the Homeland Security Bill did receive some opposition to the president's critics. Yet did they attack the legislation because it threatens to debase the Fourth Amendment and create an Orwellian surveillance society? Did they attack it because it will chill political dissent or expand the drug war? No. They attacked it on the grounds that it failed to secure enough high-paying federal union jobs, thus angering one of Washington's most powerful special interest groups. Ultimately, however, even the most prominent critics voted for the bill. I love that line there at the end of Dr. Paul's quote, because just like with getting the troops out of Afghanistan or the demilitarization of police or just the renewal of the NDAA, there's all the bluster beforehand. Yep. But when it comes time to take the votes, not only does it passes pretty easily, and it passes with bipartisan support.
That's right.
Every time.
Every time.
I'm going to skip down here to the bit. Constitutionally, there are only 3 federal crimes: treason, piracy, and counterfeiting.
Right.
No standing federal police agencies or apparatus are required to enforce these. In fact, the latter appears to be the express policy of our central bank. There should not be federal agents, overt or covert, in Portland. The riots taking place there are criminal matters for local authorities and local authorities alone.
Right.
If residents and local politicians prefer to give the mob freedom to run amok over the public, taxpayer, and private property, while also threatening the physical safety of ordinary citizens, Uncle Sam has nothing to say about it.
Right.
But the same people who demanded endless growth in the federal police and regulatory state ought to be more circumspect today. A cynic might call them hypocrites. Woo!
That's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff really went ham on that one.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So, a few thoughts I want to share before we head into the next break is that you see a lot of people. You see a lot of the blue check marks on Twitter. I shouldn't say a lot of people, but they're out there. You see the blue check marks on Twitter, which by and large are just a bunch of progressive filth. But you see a lot of blue check marks on Twitter saying, "Where are the libertarians? Where are the libertarians at with all this police brutality? Where are the libertarians at? Why aren't they out here with their guns that they worship so much, out here protecting these people in Portland?" There's people out there that do identify as libertarians that think that they should be.
Right.
That think that that is the moral and right thing to do because it is unjust of the feds what they're doing. And so the right thing to do as libertarians is to go out there to defend them. So first of all, I just want to say to the random leftist pundits who say, "Where are the libertarians?" We've been here the whole time. We've always been against the violence of the state. We've always been against the drug war. You just weren't listening to libertarians. You demonize us at every turn. So first of all, those people can be laughed out of the room. They're not serious. But I have a bone to pick with the so-called libertarians who think that that is the just and right thing. We should be jumping up in arms to defend these people. The fact of the matter is the people who are mad today that want the defending are a bunch of filthy collectivist commies.
Yep.
The commies want us to defend them today because the power of the state is directed at them. But I take exception with that. I don't agree with that for a second. And I know that there's people out there that'll roll out the tired old quote of, "Well, they came for the commies, but I didn't speak out because I wasn't a commie." Dude, first of all, go fuck yourself. That's like, I'm tired of your old adages that don't mean jack crap to me. The fact of the matter is this. They just want the power. What's the difference? Like, what's the key difference between us and them? The key difference is that if I was able to take over, I would be dismantling that power. I would be breaking the state down. I would be chopping at it at the roots.
Yep.
I would want that power gone because I don't want anyone to wield it. Certainly not against me, but not against or for anyone.
Right.
I want it gone. That's what being an anarchist is all about. These people are not anarchists. Despite what CNN says when they say there's anarchy on the streets, those people are not anarchists.
No.
Those people are statists of the highest degree.
Right.
The difference between us and them is they want to wield the power.
Right.
They wish they could take over. They don't want to secede. Forget all that CHOP nonsense in Seattle. They don't want to break off. They want to have the power as their own.
Exactly.
And if they had that power, they would not be able to go on with people like us dissenting against them. They would wield that power against us. Yep. And it is for that reason that I feel in no way compelled to defend them.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'm not going to defend one bloodthirsty gang against another.
Oh, no.
It's just that simple.
That's right.
So Jeff said it more eloquently. I just call them dick shitters and move on. I've said some bad words today,
You've been naughty, mate.
Which means we got to mention Suzanne Sherman of Suzanne Sherman's The Wasatch Report. Hi, Suzanne.
Does she have like a bleep button where she has to like hit that in real time?
You're supposed to have the bleep button.
No way, dude. I don't censor nothing.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Well, I felt, Eric July was covering this. He went live on YouTube, I think the last couple of days, and he was actually inviting people to come debate with him because he had made a tweet saying that he felt no way responsible for these people. He didn't feel the need to defend commies. And a bunch of the left libertarian types were coming out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, you're a fascist." So first of all, that's not what that, you keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Right.
And second of all, again, I know. You know what? We'll do just fine defending our own.
Yeah. And
we want to be left alone. We don't want to wield the power.
Yeah.
These people, man.
There shouldn't be any power at all.
It's I'm actually less upset with the commies and more upset with the people who think they're libertarians or think they're anarchists going around like whining and bitching at us because we won't defend the commies. You go do that then.
Yeah, go.
I want you to head out to Portland, suited up, ready to go.
That's right.
To shoot the feds when they come rolling out of their Suburbans.
You just go do that, buddy.
You go do that.
Yeah. We'll sit. I'll make the popcorn, okay, and we'll sit back and watch.
Yeah, of course, these are the same people that think that like mask mandates are legit. Like, make sure you're wearing your mask when you go out there to defend the commies.
Oh yeah.
And by some miracle, if you pull it off and the commies are defended, and because you defend them, they take control, it'll be off with your head next because they don't care about you.
Right.
They don't care about you. Speaking of that and whether or not mask mandates are libertarian, we'll talk about that in the next segment. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
So this was an article that was sent my way by one of these retards who thinks they're a libertarian. And I actually have his name blacked out because I'm not going to give this person or their website any press on this show. But I want to address this because this is a sentiment that I've seen from a lot of the capital L libertarians. All the ones that were down there in Orlando wearing their masks like a bunch of cucks. This is what some of these people actually think. Okay. So it was rolling around the news sphere that libertarians are on board with the mask mandates because it coincides with libertarian principle.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pull up this article. This article, I have his name blocked out. We'll just call him Johnny B. Retard. And he wrote an article, Why a Mandatory Mask Order is Libertarian. Yikes. The world is still in the middle of a global health pandemic, with some countries doing a great job eradicating COVID-19. The United States, however, is still fighting this virus with staggering numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let that go for now. Mm-hmm. There is a thought by many in this country that America is a land of freedom. You should proofread your article, Dick Shitter, that America, not that American is a land of freedom.
Yeah.
And I don't have to wear a mask in public because the government has no right to tell me what to do. Oh, okay, so that's correct?
Yeah,
but let's see what he thinks. This absurd vision is why conservative southern states are experiencing huge numbers of reported cases as more people engage with one another without protecting themselves and each other. He misspelled themselves.
I know.
So first of all, this guy's borderline illiterate.
Right.
And second of all, yikes. But let's continue.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that wearing a mask in public is the most libertarian thing you could do?
God.
Well, I'd tell you that you're fucking retarded, but I also want to point out it's capital L.
Yeah.
It's capital L in the article, capital L libertarian.
Of course.
One of the critical functions of a government is protecting public health. Okay, so I'll let that go for now, you statist cuck. Government doesn't have a role in most of what goes on in the world. It doesn't have a role in any, okay.
No.
But this is one area that most libertarians, he capitalized the L again, would agree is a place for government. Then there is the most basic notion of libertarianism that says, your rights end where my rights begin. Okay. You might think you are free to not wear a mask in public, but I also have a right not to get sick from you. I have a right to not get sick from you. Because this dude can see like at the atomic level, and he'll know if you did it. Wow. He'll know if he got sick from you. I'm getting sick from him right now. If you believe it is your constitutional right not to wear a mask, then stay home. Okay, so first of all, you don't tell me when and where I can go, and I don't give a fuck about what a constitutional is. You just have rights.
Yeah.
They're just rights, buddy. A libertarian would understand that.
Exactly.
I have a right not to contract COVID-19. Oh, do you now?
Really?
Oh, do you now? You have a right to not That's the same thing as saying I have a right to health care. I have a right to a house. I have a leftist piece of shit. And the non, he spelt it none, and the non-mask wearer is jeopardizing that right. You have a right to not contract COVID-19, and I'm jeopardizing that right.
This is the worst kind of virtual signaling I've ever seen.
Last part, the most libertarian thing you could do is protect your individual self. Okay? I want to live my life for many years, and if it takes protecting myself from you, then I will wear a mask. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, then you wear a mask. Okay.
Go ahead.
That is the most libertarian thing you could do right now. No. Now you're trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Like you said you would wear a mask to protect yourself from your irrational fears. That's
right.
Great.
That's great.
Now, but you see how just in one sentence he immediately turns it to, now let me tell you what you're going to do. Get off your holier-than-thou pedestal and be a responsible citizen. Because that's what libertarians are all about, is telling each other to be a responsible citizen. Wear your mask, ! is how he ends the article.
Good Lord.
Holy
Wow. Dude, man, what is wrong with these people?
You stupid bastard. That's all I can say.
Jeez.
It's just you dumb idiot.
That was like one of the most like statist rants I've...
Hold on.
Okay.
This is the last thing I got to read, and then we'll talk. This is a follow-up comment right here. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Now, you know me, I'm not a religious person.
Right.
So I'm glad you're sitting down for this.
Oh, boy.
This is the comment. I am a Christian, he has in parentheses Lutheran, and I believe that we should do what our government says as God instructed us to obey and honor. Now, that does not mean that if we do not like what they do, now that does not mean that if we do not like what they do, God also created elections to remove those we think are not doing his work and representing us. Blake! God created elections!
What? I'm going to get my Bible and get back to you on that one. I haven't seen that anywhere, and I've read it. Okay, I know it.
This guy thinks they're a libertarian. Is he basing that
on casting lots? I don't.
This is why libertarianism is dead, by the way. This is why it's dead, because this is what passes as someone saying they're a libertarian who says, I believe we should do what our government says as God instructed us to obey and honor.
Yeah. No, this is somebody who thinks he's better than everybody else and thinks that if they don't do what he wants, that everybody else is garbage.
If you don't like it, then it's okay, because God created elections.
Oh, these are the people we're dealing with today, folks. Don't be one of these kind of people. Just don't do it.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just
wear your mask, keep your mouth shut, don't mess with people. If you want to wear a mask, wear one. If you don't, but don't infringe on the rights of other people.
Just don't be a stupid bitch. Don't like this author.
Yeah.
Holy God, man.
And what about, have you seen the fight with the pants? Every time you post something on the internet, some jerk comes along and says, well, the government means you got to wear pants.
You know what's great is the author of that article also says that they're a historian. I guess anyone can say that nowadays. Yeah. They say that they're a historian, and I mentioned that because another article on their site, which we're not going to bring it up. Okay. Another article on their site was literally said, so people who talk about the Confederate flag and stuff are just sore losers because a bunch of racist Southerners lost the war. I'm like, wow. This guy who says they're a historian, like that's what they take away from that. That's it. So,
oh God.
I just want to point out the reason why I caught wind of this was because I saw it on Twitter and they already blocked me. So unfortunately, I can't share that part of it because they already blocked me on Twitter. I have no idea why they blocked me. It may be because the only thing I responded to this person with was, dude, I don't know who you're signaling to, but she's not going to fuck you.
Wow. I mean, can we really take the dirty word filter off this thing or not?
I know I'm giving you all sorts of work to bleep out, which I know you won't do, which means this will air tonight. Well, actually, you can't bleep it out because it's live.
It's already passed.
We're on right now. It's already been said.
If you're offended, go.
I mean, what time is it? Like, look, it's 9:45 Eastern time.
There you go, Eastern time.
At night. Yeah, this is live. You can't bleep it. This is exactly why I just don't use the phrase libertarian anymore. I'm just an anarchist.
It's been destroyed. It's been
I'm an anarchist, and I'm not going to worry about any more labeling. I'm just an anarchist.
I'm pretty sure you won't be able to use anarchist anymore because they keep making that look like a dude who goes out and destroys everything.
Well, they've always done that, but I'm
always
willing to draw my line
you
there and just say I'm an anarchist. And if you don't understand that, then bless your heart. I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to fight over libertarian anymore because that's what passes as libertarian.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that, of course, again, they're just signaling to their leftist masters.
Yeah.
Look how politically correct I am.
Yeah.
New York Times. Look how woke I am. Blue check mark. Yeah. Look, we're together. We're on the same team. I'm not on the team. We're not. There is no we. So that's why I'm an anarchist. God.
I hear you.
What a stupid bastard. I mean,
you just can't get over it, man.
You know, it's funny. I do want to address this really quick since I have used some foul language today. I have had comments from people in the past that says it's the pearl clutcher types who are like, you should refute their argument with facts and logic. You shouldn't resort to ad hominems and dirty language. Let me tell you why I call this guy a stupid bitch and move on. Because he's not worth it. There's nothing that you can say that's going to get through to that person.
No.
Like, that person is lost, and there's nothing the worst people are the people who they are totally asleep, but they think they're woke.
Right.
If they're completely knocked out, but they think they're woke, there is nothing you can do for them. There's nothing. That's just a leftist. That's not a libertarian. It's just a leftist. That's all it is.
That's all that is.
Like, find me a genuine libertarian, like a principled anarchist who uses terminology as being a responsible citizen and what we can do. Like, that's not in their. It's not in their vernacular.
No.
So anyway, what I do, the reason why I tell people to go to euthanasia.com to get the information they need to make the right choice is because what I'm trying to signal is you're not worth the argument. I'm just going to deride you. I'm just going to shun you and make fun of you and shame you to get you out of my circle. You know what's funny? Like, obviously, when it comes to social media, like, all sorts of people are going to be tweeting at you and sending you requests and stuff like that. And I mean, you know, maybe I look at somebody for all of 10 seconds and then say, fuck it. And I add them. Because, I mean, you know, I'm trying to grow my reach. I'm trying to grow a program here.
Sure.
But I will take a quick look at maybe the last few things they posted or whatever. And obviously, if it's a little woohoo and they're like posting some crazy like chemtrail stuff and whatever, then I don't add them because I just don't need the conspiracy theorists. If they're flat Earth, they just get flat out blocked. That's 100%. But when I see someone who says in their profile, I'm a libertarian, and they're trying to follow us or the show, and then I look at them and they're a Jotard, and they're just in line with whatever Sarwark is putting out on the LP social media, and they're posting stuff like this.
Yeah.
Why killing people because they won't wear their masks is libertarian? No, that's a big fat block from me.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine why we can't grow our reach, Blake.
I don't either.
Actually, I know why it is. It's because we actually say libertarian things on this show, and that's too much for the libertarians. That's why.
Yeah, you speak truth. That's a hard pill to swallow. Mm-hmm.
We got to go to a commercial break because I got like a.
Yeah.
I'm literally choking on this garbage that they're putting out. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. like us on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/funnybroke. You can follow me on Twitter. That's Twitter @AlanMMosley. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/funnybroke. You know, the guy who wrote that article, I wish him well. I've met him several times over the years, and I don't really know anything about it, but I wish him the best.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new euthanasia.com, I think.
That is. Yeah. Wish people well. That's
right.
Yeah,
people, our fans will know that when some random person posts something and they see Alan Mosley says, I wish you well, they'll know.
That's the new bless your heart.
I was talking to one of our friends the other day, and I was like, the first thing I'm going to do if we get rich and famous doing this show is I'm going to buy euthanasia.com from that guy, whoever owns that domain. I got like we could be doing so much more with it than they are. You know what I mean? Like, we could be putting that website to work.
Oh yeah. We could have whole visuals of like how to, like little animations of different ways that you could,
like we could have a special thanks section of the people that we want to visit euthanasia.com.
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone who we've ever said on the show that they should visit euthanasia. Yeah.
All great ideas.
Yeah, I like that. Guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. If you like what we're doing, please, please, please hit that like button down there. Share the show. Share it with your friends list, with people on social media. Leave us a little comment saying what you think. Unless you don't like it. In that case, you got to go visit euthanasia.com. But consider supporting the show by becoming a member of our Patreon over at patreon.com/Alan Mosley. Because, we like doing what we do.
Yeah.
And there's we could do a lot more.
Yeah.
But it's going to take support from viewers like you. We should, do you remember like the old 80s, 90s, like PBS, the little floating logo, and it would be like, thanks to support from viewers like you.
Oh yeah.
We should take that, but like superimpose the It's Too Late logo over the...
Yeah.
You think we can do that? Will we get in trouble for that?
No.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Okay. We should do that.
Yes.
Of course, by we, I mean you. You should do that. I like to say we, so it feels like it's a team effort. But just for folks at home, what I'm saying is I'm telling Blake what I wish he would do. Guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next week.